The U.S. fighter jet cuts through the night sky above contested waters, its engines humming with controlled power. The pilot is on a routine deterrence patrol routine only by definition. Below, the land is fractured by years of war, alliances blurred by ideology, desperation, and foreign influence. Somewhere on the ground, a mobile missile unit waits, its operators watching a radar screen glowing faintly in the dark. The moment arrives without drama at first, a warning tone inside the cockpit. A missile radar has locked on. Training takes over instantly. The pilot knows this sound does not always mean a launch, but it always means intent. On the ground, Houthi operators debate for seconds that feel like minutes. Firing at a U.S. jet would not just be an attack. It would be a message to the world. Yet restraint has never been their strongest weapon. This part focuses on the tension before action, the psychology of escalation. The pilot recalls briefings explaining how modern conflicts no longer begin with declarations, but with calculated provocations. One missile launch could redraw regional boundaries of violence. The jet banks slightly, electronic warfare systems activating silently. Somewhere far away, analysts and commanders watch data streams. Aware that if a missile is fired, the response will not be local, it will be global. The launch finally comes. A streak of fire rises from the ground, breaking the silence. The missile races upward, guided by radar and resolve. The jet responds instantly, flares, evasive maneuvers, electronic countermeasures. The sky becomes a chessboard of physics and technology. Whether the missile hits or misses is almost secondary. What matters is that a line has been crossed. The attempt itself changes everything. The missile fails. Whether confused by countermeasures or defeated by superior technology, it veers off course and detonates harmlessly in the sky. The jet survives, unscathed, disappearing into the darkness. On the ground, celebration is brief, it exists at all. Almost immediately, reality sets in. The attempt has been recorded, tracked, and confirmed by multiple systems across multiple nations. This part shifts perspective rapidly. In command centers thousands of miles away, officials convene emergency sessions. Satellites reposition. Naval groups alter course. The response is not impulsive. It is methodical. The United States does not react with a single strike, but with a sequence of moves designed to demonstrate overwhelming control without triggering full-scale war. What happens next is not an explosion, but silence and eerie calculated pause. Then systems begin to fail. Radar installations go dark. Communications flicker. Missile units discover their launchers are suddenly useless, their screens frozen or feeding false data. No bombs fall yet, but the message is unmistakable. The battlefield has shifted to a level they cannot see or fight. Meanwhile, the pilot lands safely, shaken but alive. Debriefings follow, but the real story is unfolding elsewhere. Allies are informed. Warnings are issued through back channels. The Houthis realize that the attempted shootdown has exposed their positions, their methods, and their limits. The cost of missing the shot is far greater than the cost of never firing. This part explores modern warfare's invisible dominance, cyber, intelligence, and deterrence. The audience expects retaliation in flames, but instead witnesses control through precision and restraint. Power is shown not by destruction, but by the ability to disable an enemy without firing a visible shot. The final part examines the aftermath. News of the failed shootdown spreads quickly, framed differently by every side. Some call it resistance. Others call it recklessness. But behind closed doors, regional actors understand the deeper meaning. The attempted strike triggered a demonstration of dominance so complete that escalation suddenly seems irrational. Houthi leadership faces internal consequences. Fighters question orders. Commanders argue over whether the launch was worth the exposure. External backers grow cautious, realizing how quickly a symbolic act can invite crippling consequences. The movement remains defiant in words, but quieter in action. The United States, meanwhile, reinforces its presence, not aggressively, but visibly. Patrols continue. Allies are reassured. The incident becomes a case study in deterrence, how a single missile, fired and failed, reshaped behavior without igniting war. The pilot reflects privately on how close the moment came to disaster. Survival was not luck alone, but the result of layered systems, training, and strategy built over decades. The story ends not with triumph, but with a warning. In modern conflicts, the most dangerous moment is not when a missile hits, but when someone decides to fire one. The final message is clear. The Houthis tried to shoot down a U.S. fighter jet, but what happened next was far more powerful than retaliation. It was a reminder that in today's wars, the strongest weapon is not the missile you fire, but the response you never see coming.